Hello everyone and welcome to the highlights of round 4 of the PC Split 1 AOR Season 13 here on F1 2016. Now a couple more driver changes to announce to you. As you can see here, Mercedes, we have a driver change. We still have Berg von Trips, of course, who's doing very well in Split 1 and battling for the title at the moment. And joining him, we have someone who is battling for the title down in Split 2. We have Slick, who is joining to replace Marek, who unfortunately can no longer... Well, he hasn't raced, unfortunately, at all this season in Split 1 due to pedal problems, and because of that, he has gracefully pulled out of the league and given Slick the opportunity to impress. And Slick is not the only Split 2 driver who'll be making the move up into Split 1. As you can see here in the Renault, we have a change. Papa Socrates will come in to replace Massachusetts, who has unfortunately also had to leave the league due to a change in living circumstances, which means he can no longer race on the Sunday evenings here in Split 1. So, 2 new drivers coming up from Split 2. They were doing very well there, but how will they fare in Split 1? We shall have to see as we hand ourselves over to Ryan now to give us a lap guide of the Catalunya circuit and then straight into qualifying and the race highlights as per usual.
After one of the closest finishes in AOR history, the drivers head to the Circuit de Catalunya here in Spain for round 4 of the AOR PC Split 1 for Season 13. A great track this one, very demanding on tyres as well. We will see a mix of strategies being played out here around this very beautiful track just on the outskirts of Barcelona here. 16 corners this one. We are expecting to see around about 2 or 3 pit stops around here tonight in the AOR PT Split 1 race here. 2 DRS zones, 1 just after turn 9 and obviously 1 on the main straight as well. And lots of action going to be taken on this. And for the lap this week, we're going to be driven around by former PC Split 1 driver and former world champion of the leagues, Marco FD, who is joining us in the booth tonight as a nice analyst, or Ted Kravitz as you like to call him. Here is his lap then around this beautiful track as he's going to come on to the main straight where the first DRS implemented zone is enabled. And he's going to be going over, as you can see, they're nearly 340 kilometers an hour, braking just before the 100 meter board into turn 1 and turn 2, clipping the curve very nicely there. There's Marco, and again gets a very nice exit as he goes round the long turn 3 corner, completely flat there. Got to take it nice and easy on exit as he's come up to Repsol corner, famously known for the area where Nico Rosberg and Hamilton collided with each other last year in real life, of course. But he's going to be coming then into turn 5, just braking there, going down towards 2nd gear and up to 3rd gear as well to help the traction on the exit. Coming up towards turn 6 as he just comes that through to the very crucial turn 7 and 8. You've got to get this absolutely spot on there, and he does that very nicely. Coming towards Campsa corner, then completely fat, real life of course, but they have to take a cheeky lift through turn 9 to come on to the 2nd DRS zone and braking heavily just at the 100 meter board into turn 10, and then swiftly coming up his turn 11 completely flat before braking into the Banc de Sabadell turn 12, and he gets that very nicely there up to 4th gear to save the traction as well. Coming towards Europe car, turn 13, coming to the recently done section here, the very slow chicane through turns 14 and 15, then coming on to New Holland corner completely flat. Very crucial corner to get right there. And that has been a lap of the Circuit de Catalunya circuit in Spain. And let's take you to qualifying. Hello everybody, and welcome to another round of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship here at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain here, and hope everyone's having a fantastic evening wherever they are around the world as we bring you coverage once again on the PC Split 1 leagues. I'm going to quickly watch Nuka, who's going to be the first man to set a time in this qualifying session, and he's coming up to the line with a 1:20.864, which is the provisional fastest time of the session. So we'll say hello to Marco. Marco, hello.
Hello Ryan, hello everyone.
What will these drivers be expecting for this one in terms of strategy, tyres, and what can we expect really?
Well, we're gonna definitely have an interesting one tonight, Ryan. Looks like we'll have a full wet start, going into pretty much 3/4 of the race on the full wet tire. And I've seen that the forecast for the last bit of the race is actually dry. So it'll be really interesting how long these drivers will last on the first set of wets. If they go on a second set of them, or they can skip to the inters or skip to the dries altogether. And for quali, expect low 20s. Right now, Nuka set fastest lap time, 20.8. But we can expect 20 flats and maybe even someone managing a 99 here online.
And Kodiak has finally joined us in the booth. Hello, Kodiak. Great to see you
I am
again.
here, yes. My blooming intro crashed again before it started, so I got a bit delayed, and my intro seems to last longer than yours for some reason.
Should be a cracker, considering last time out in China, we had that classic triple threat to decide who wins the Grand Prix last time out in Shanghai. So we hope to see that again for a second race in a row. And also, I want to give a shout out to Marco as well for providing the lap guide. The lap for Catalunya this week. So Marco, thank you very much, and I do appreciate your time and effort to put that in.
You're welcome, Ryan. It was my pleasure.
And,
awesome stuff there.
And just want to quickly just say, okay, we will be inviting other AOR drivers from all across platforms if they want to get involved with this to give their lap of every track in the round. So any AOR drivers out there, hit me up on Twitter and we'll get something sorted for you. But just want to quickly mention to anyone just watching this for the first time, we've got some new drivers making their first appearance in Split 1 this evening. One of them is who I'm watching right now in the banana car, the Renault, Papa Socrates. I probably got that wrong, but I'm going to say
Socrates. Yes,
I'm going to probably say Papa instead. But he's in P8, so it's not a bad job there. P8 on the soft tyre.
Another driver I want to find that has done the same thing is this man. Currently is 7th, so an excellent effort for him. He's in the garage, so I can't jump to him. It's Slick. Now, one thing I do want to display is the championship standings. I've prepared an image for those. So Nick B, predictably, at the top of the field with 2 wins and 1 second to his name. Second is Berg Von Trips with win at second, and sadly crashed out early on last week. Afro with 2 excellent third positions. Sadly didn't score points last time around. He's quite a way back from the leader at the moment. Whitecombs jumps up to 4th position with his awesome second last time around. Ramdrop came to us as Marco's replacement after round 1, so he with 2 4th positions, he currently lies in 5th place on 24. Nally in 6th with get a couple of decent point scoring positions. F Donaso jumped up to 7th position with his podium last time out. Kalon in 8th, his scored points has been increasing his points for each race, so looking good. Feeler, or Failer, however it's being pronounced, is currently in 9th. He's had a couple of 7 positions, but sadly didn't score points last time out. He's on 12. Larkso, sadly, he's not with us. He's not able to make it this time around. He rounds up the top 10. He's not finished the last few rounds, so hopefully better luck for him. Championships team standings, so Ferrari topping the tables quite some way over McLaren, and with Mercedes holding out 3rd. Manor 4, how we would have loved to have seen that. Red Bull 5, Toro Rosso 6, Force India 7, Williams 8, Haas 9, and the Bananas at the bottom at the moment, but we will see how their new boy stats up. And yes, so 2 poles, actually to Fab Donaso, 1 to Nick, as you can see on the right there, and Afro Donaso and Wycombs with the fastest laps so far this season.
Berg is still your provisional pole position with a 120.2, with Nally surprising P2 for him. I've got to say, very impressed with him. Only a 10th behind Berg, with Afro in P3 and Fab Racer in P4, with Fizzy in P5. A good job there for the Manor driver as well. And I believe everyone, apart from a couple of drivers, Wycombs, Nick B, are on the medium compound tyre, which I think they should realise now it's a wet start. So I think they should go on those soft tyres and get a good time up and get to the top of the field. Wycombs has just snatched pole position then with, what was his lap time? It was a 20... Oh no, that's not alright. I thought I was going to say 120.7
120.124, less than a 10th separating him and Berg. Very nice.
The top 15 is, 9/10.
Oh, Struth. Yeah, that it is. Right the way down to Slick in 16th is just shy of a second.
Saffron's just made it out of the pit, so I think he's only doing 1 run actually, which could be tactical perhaps. Maybe saving some tyres for the race, maybe depending on how long the rain lasts. Maybe he may go aggressive, maybe some soft tyres maybe. Let's see.
Nearly everyone is actually on track.
Which is going to cause a little bit of issues now as Berg a 29 flat. Once again, he's only 200ths off his best lap in that middle sector, so he is still the quickest in that middle sector as he's coming up towards the final couple of corners then, and very crucial is when he's run a little bit wide before the very tight left-right chicane. And is this going to be pole position for Berg? It's going to be pretty close, this one, but we're about to find out. Is Berg going to snatch pole? Yes, he does, with a 20.122.
2 thousandths of a second in it.
That is insane. as he's going through the chicane. They're taking a lot of curb there on the inside there, but gets it nice and corrected. Going through the final corner, and where is Fab Racer going to slot himself in for the race? It's going to be P4. Just
by less than a tenth. Good God, it is close in the top 4. And there we go. So Berg claiming another pole for this season. Very closely followed by Wycombe's Nick B 3, Fab Racer 4, Nally 5, Afro 6, Fizzy 7, Nooker 8, Kalon 9, and Ramdrop rounding out the top 10.
And then Ryan and Kodiak had to jump out of the session to make sure they were ready for the race. You can see Kodiak ran down the top 10 for us. We can see Fugataro there in 11th place. Then in 12th place, we have Papa Socrates, a decent showing on his debut, being just over 5.5 tenths off the pace. That unfortunately puts him as low as 12th. It's so close here in PC Split 1, especially in qualifying. Chicane in 13th, Mathis in 14th, Slick, again, not far off the pace, but far down the order in 15th. And Nicky in 16th in the Renault, Failer in 17th in the Force India. And finally, we have Saf rounding at the back of the field. So let's go back to the commentators for highlights of the race.
And it is absolute. I mean,
oh wow!
I think it's the first time we've seen the full wets come out this season. I've seen the inters a couple of times. I think it's the first time we've seen full wets. Whoa! And that's Nick B already getting a little bit squirrely. They come out turn 3.
Got some monsoon conditions here, which is great. This is what we want. Get the popcorn ready, everyone in the chat. We're in for a classic.
I've got to check this out. According to my game, Nick B is on. Nick B and Afro are on softs.
Wow, wow.
As in Chicane and then Nicky. I think something's gone a little bit wrong there, but that's what the race director's telling me.
Those drivers.
Double check your race directors. I'll be curious to see what that says.
Mine says they're all on wet tyres.
Well, that's what I would expect, but my race director clearly said that some of them were on softs, which makes sod all sense.
It's a bit bizarre if they are doing that, so we'll have to wait and see. Just see a Toro also just going through
flying through the field.
But I think that's Nally actually, who's coming up to the line. I think that's the first for me to see that in AOR, so
I did see him ghosting for some reason, so
it was a bit weird. I think he had maybe some technical issues, but he's got that sorted now as he's actually on the grid. Here we go then.
Wind them up and let them go. We are underway here in Catalunya. Bit of a wiggly start there for Nick B, but all three of them. Oh, he's getting very, very, very squirrely there. Fab Racers had a decent start. And that's Nally jumping up there. I was just about to say that someone retired, but that was Marco.
All clean.
A little bit wide there. Oh, go on, go on.
It's all clean. Oh, I say that. There's a runner in the background going off the track there out of turn 1. I'm not too sure who that was, but apart from that, respect to all the drivers. They all made it through cleanly.
Fab Racers up to 4th, and he's just claimed Nally there. No, all too wide into turn 4. And well held, no contact at the moment that we can see. That's a strangely soft shot. McLaren of Afro is still there, still side by side. That's Nally and Fab Racer still going at it. Nick B's trying to get alongside Wycombe's. No such luck at the moment. Almost 3 wide coming through 5 and 6. And everyone's still settling in. Oh, go on.
Got to say, Fizzy's in a cracker of a battle with a Red Bull of Nooker for P8 in this race. Fantastic side-by-side action between the pair of them. Fair play to respectful driving from the pair of them there. Someone's gone off up ahead. I don't think you can see that or not. It's Wycombe's. Wycombe's has an issue. I'm not too sure what's happened. He just went really slowly, and he doesn't have any damage, so I'm not too sure what exactly happened with Wycombe's there, but massive shock there. The commentator's curse has struck once again. He is staying out, so bit of a mistake there from Wycombe's, but at least he's still in this Grand Prix and still has a chance of winning this Grand Prix. But for him to win this now, he has to play it tactically now with these conditions.
Yeah, Nick B keeping the... He's now up to 2nd position. Whoa, very, very sideways. As, of course, they've lost Wycombe's on that particular battle. Berg keeping the pressure from that Ferrari at bay. I think it's pretty clear he's not on soft tyres, so my game well and truly lying to me. What a surprise. Nally now up to 3rd position. A great run for him so far.
Oh my lord, Nick B nearly lost it there. He saved it.
So did Nally.
Absolute brilliant driving there from Nick B. And again, back end slides out a little bit, but he keeps it in within that slipstream of Berg there. So Berg really has the advantage here, really, in clean air. Dirty air, you don't want that because the tyres will just burn up quickly on the fronts and then they'll have to pit it earlier, of course.
Oh, we've lost Papa Socrates. One of the new Renaults has gone, unfortunately. Didn't really see what was going on
I've
there.
just seen Saf. I've just on board with Saf. He's had contact with Nicky I'm not too sure what happened. I just came across and there's been a bit of contact, but he lets Nicky back through, so I don't know what happened there. Nicky's just ran wide, actually, and Saf's going to be like, thank you very much, I'll take that position from you, and moves up to P18. But I'm not sure what happened, because I just turned over to Saf, and he just was stopped in the middle of the track alongside with Nicky, so I'm not sure about that. Fab Racer.
On my side, we saw Papa Socrates' car actually facing the tail was right into the wall, so there's been quite a big contact. I'm not 100% sure where that was. I think it was between 9 and 10. So big contact between Saf and the two Renaults, it looks like. And
he's got his teammate ahead of him of Afro, so possible team orders, maybe? I'm not too sure. And he's actually going down the inside.
What a dive!
He does it. Maybe some team orders going on there, but I don't think there is, because the side-by-side once again going into turn 8, I believe, and he's held it there. Gotta say, Afro, good job there, holding that position in P4.
The Mercedes is generally a more stable car in this game. Ferrari has a more happy back end, but has better turn-in. Toro also has a Ferrari engine, so that's, well, makes sense that the guys in P2 and P3 are a little more back happy.
Like a salmon. Hasn't lost anything, and there's a battle going on. The two McLarens are fighting again right there, and I think Fab Racer's got the inside line. Oh! And I think there's been a little bit of contact, actually, between the two McLarens, and that's not what we want to see. We don't want a Mercedes moment yet again at this track, as we saw last year. But Fab Racer moves up to P4, and he's absolutely sliding everywhere right now. It's like F1 on ice here in this race. It's actually quite fun to watch.
Indeed, yeah. Look how thick that spray is.
That is ridiculous.
My God.
That is that. If this was real life, the safety car would come out right now, and everyone would be moaning about like, oh, can we go? Can we go? And everyone's like, nope, safety car. But not in this league. might have to interrupt you here quickly, Kodiak, because Ram, who actually
I've just been watching this.
Ram, someone in the chat
on Afro, yeah.
Yep. I think someone wants to know where Ram is, so we've got him on here. P6. He's actually fighting with Afro, I believe. Who's falling.
Afro the McLaren.
I think he's falling. Oh, hello. We've got a battle up ahead, though. Fab Racer's going for a move on Nani. Late move and gets it done, but he goes too wide. And Nani actually makes contact with him and holds on to P3 there, just about there. So Fab Racer on the charge in that McLaren Honda right now. He wants to go up with the big boys and have a repeat of last week in China with another freeway horse scrap. I said it again. It may be a frequent thing on the channel. We'll have to wait and see. But Nick B holding the gap to Berg up ahead, and the gap is, I'm going to have a look quickly, 1.1 seconds, as he actually ran wide at turn 10, which is going to cost him a bit of time right now. But at the minute, the battle we're focusing on right now for me, on my side, is Fab Racer trying to get past Nani right now for P3, that final spot on the podium. But I don't know if you can see it or not now, Kodak, but I think it's getting lighter. Very slowly, the rain is deteriorating slightly. So maybe enters very soon, but not now, obviously, because it's still definitely still wet tyres right now. As you can see, some puddles still on the track as Fab Racer nearly loses it once again.
What's going on here? So we have Afro, Fab Racer, Nally. Oh my goodness me! Side by side through turn 5. That's again Nally. Fab Racer loves that particular spot to try and move on, but again, he hasn't been able to make it stick. Now Afro's right in with this particular battle as they come around turn 9. So can Nally fend off the pair of McLarens?
He has got a flurry of cars behind him, and Fab Racer has he's actually left the door open there. Nally, we went a bit too wide there. I think he should have maybe cut off Fab Racer a little bit, but now he's got his teammate once again. Marco?
Oh, it was a move by Afro then into turn 13, but with that Fab Racer just had the momentum to fend him off. That was very, very brave to try and move there. I'd be interesting to try that under normal circumstances, let alone in the wet. But on they go then for another lap already. Fab Racer feeling they need to defend that inside line. But no, his teammate couldn't really make a move there. Of course, we have no DRS available in these conditions.
I just want to come in quickly. There's a battle going on. 3 drivers fighting for the last points paying position right now. We've got Chicane leading the pack in 10th. Then it's New Boys into split 1, Slick. And we've got the Force India, actually a fella. I've actually just gone down the inside. Oh, actually, no, he's gone a bit too early into the brakes there. I think he just broke too early. And Slick brilliantly defends the outside very nicely. And all this is going to do is bring the Ferrari of Kalon into the mix as well. He's not far away. He's about a second off the back of P12 right now as Fab Racer fastest man on the track, and I think that just clears up someone's question in the chat. Who has got the fastest lap? And there's your man right there on your screen. RC Fab Racer on the charge again with that fastest lap.
Rear to behave themselves through 9.
He could go for a move here. He's very close. He may go for a late lunge. He's going for it.
And there he goes.
Oh my god, if he gets this right. No, he's gone too deep. He's gone too deep. And this is going to open the door for his teammate to get through there, and he actually has got through there. So this is going to be a bit tasty right now down the main straight here. And Slick's going to look at maybe a move here. He's going to try and make it 3 wide, but I don't think it's going to be possible right now. He's got the inside of the Force India, though. He's going down the inside, actually, and backs out of it, to be fair. He doesn't want to cause a free...
what a move on the Force India, though. Oh, a bit of contact there. Force India just to chicane there. Chicane is allowed back into position. That is the correct correct procedure there by Failer. And there we see Slick trying to take opportunity of that as well. Not able to do so. Kalon's right in that mixture then in 13th. And Maffus in the Haas, he's right there as well. So one mistake could be very, very costly for any of these drivers. And that's Kalon going quite deep into turn 5. Can't make anything of it. Maffus is right there. He could capitalize on the Ferrari. Not quite. He's the Ferrari just defending that line quite well. It does look like it's gotten lighter. Definitely look like
there's not a lot of standing water. I'm just going to jump on board with Slick at the minute, and there is still a little bit of standing water. There's a battle going up ahead though. Chicane under pressure from Failer, and they're going to go side by side actually, and Chicane's going to hold it just about there, but loses the back end, opens the door for Failer on the inside, but just can't get the commitment on the traction there of his rear tyres, and Chicane just holds on to P10.
Looking at the battle then, third downwards, Nally, Fab Racer, Ramdrop's now split the two McLarens as he's got up to 5th position. Wycombs is nailed to the back of this particular battle as well, so this battle is by no means spent. Of course,
I've got to interrupt you quickly. There's a side-by-side moment here. The Failer's still going, trying to go around the outside of Chicane into turn 7 and 8, and he's actually got it done there. Failer side-by-side up to turn 9 with Chicane. This is going to be very tasty. I think the camera's not going to serve justice there, but Chicane just holds on right now. This is the battle of the race right now. Slick.
That was brilliantly defended by the
Slick's going down the inside of Failer. Sorry to interrupt you again, Kodiak. And Slick's going to try and hold it. And it's the still side-by-side as Berg gets the fastest lap. But we're focusing on this battle for P11 in this race. Who cares about the race lead right now? We've got a battle going on right here for P11 in this Grand Prix. And Failer's going to just hold on there. But what fantastic battling this is down the pack right now. And this is only for 11th place in this Grand Prix right now. And they're just, oh, this is fantastic racing right now.
And you got to think that Slick's only just been promoted. This is, as you mentioned earlier, Ryan, his first race in this division. So he's not afraid to stick it in there where he can.
Nally, I'm afraid to say, is having a trainload of cars, and he's got someone on his inside.
That's Fab Racer on his inside. Can he make it stick? He got the move done in 10, and looks like he's got him done in 11. Oh my God, there's massive trade. Just seen Nick B go out of the shot.
What a move that is round the outside for Fab Racer. Props to him for that move right there. But I was just about to say, Nally was leading a little bit of a train right there, so we would have gone for a hashtag Nally train, but Fab Racer's finally got through. As Berg now fastest man on the track again with 37.4, but that was a big moment of the race there for Fab Racer to get past Nally, and now he can make his charge to the top 2 right now. As I think some of these guys in the mid-pack may want to take a gamble right now and jump onto intermediates right now, but no one's doing that as of yet, so I maybe think that 14-15 somewhere around there would be a good guideline.
It doesn't
just want to quickly just say something. There are some people on inters right now. Saf is one of them. He's in 19th position, so we'll keep an eye on his times, but that's a surprise. Apparently you're in the pits, apparently on my screen. For some intermediates. Nice. Nikki is in the pits as well. So Nikki and Saf, the first men to take the gamble onto the intermediate tyres. And speaking of which, Berg is in the pits as well. He is in as well.
Oh, wow.
And I think Nick B's in the pits as well. Fab Race, everyone's coming in right now. We've got a pit lane battle, and this is what we want to see.
Nally's in, Ramdra, indeed. The whole train, the whole lot.
Berg's been held. Berg's been held a little bit there.
Oh,
that's going to help out a lot of drivers.
Fab Racer carried on. So Fab Racer takes the lead because of
Fab Racer's in the pits.
I beg your pardon.
It was Afro who stayed out, I believe.
That was Afro. Oh, yep. Afro's just driving
Fab Racer's
through.
Been held massively here. That's not what Fab Racer wanted right there. but he's
it
been
looked like the crossover point for a while, because on the wet setting, a purple lap is usually a good indication that it's about to switch tires. But it is, considering the forecast, it is early, because they predicted like two-thirds of the race to be like a full wet.
Wycombs and the Fab Racer really nailed to each other, as you mentioned earlier. Fab Racer got really badly held up.
I'm afraid to say, sorry to interrupt you, the biggest loser out of this is Fab Racer by a country mile. He's dropped from third down to seventh place, yes, so that is
He's
not...
got Wycombs all over the back of him, but most people now on those inter tyres looking fizzy. He's been through the pits as well, so both Manners 8th and 9th after their pit stop. There is Saf just coming through the chop.
Race leaders in the pits. Afro is in, but surprisingly, is someone stayed out there? No, they're both in the pits. I got that wrong there. And apparently he's jumped on some wet tyres again, Afro, but I'm pretty sure he's going to jump. There we go, he's on. Okay, that's a bit weird. 3 of the 4 tyres are on wet tyres, and one of them is on the inters.
I've had that one. I've had the inside of the tyre being a different colour than the outside on the same tyre as well.
That is weird.
So,
I've never seen 3 of the 4 tyres on... Okay, this is getting even weirder right now. Okay.
Welcome to Codemasters.
Berg starting to build a gap now, I believe, to Nick B of 3.8 seconds. So Berg's got ready. He's got this to lose, really, if I'm honest with you, in this race. So if he keeps going like this, he could win this one, but Nick B has to pull something out of the hat here.
Oh, there's a move by Randolph. Sorry to interrupt there. He's gone the inside at 10 on the Toro Rosso. He's claiming that.
Oh, it's been contact, a little bit of contact there between the two of them, actually. The camera didn't give justice right there, unfortunately, as it showed the back end of that Toro Rosso, but Randolph moves up to P3 then, so he's doing a good job there, but Fab Racer is now on the back of the pair of them right now, so we could be in for a ding-ding-ding round 2 moment again between these drivers. As Berg, fastest lapper, 34.5. with lap 15 laps completed here in Spain. We
still haven't got to halfway, so whoa, Wycom's big moment on the exit of turn 16, but he has got the pace on the McLaren. Then can Wycombs do anything about it?
He's got the
now
inside.
Switches the inside. That's going to be a brave move, and there he goes. Can he get it slowed down? Yes, he can. Wycomb's up to 5th then. Fab Racer's day gets even worse, and there we've just seen in the back of the shot, that's Afro also beginning to join in. Oh, Fab Racer having a think about on the inside of turn 3.
He's got the inside. He's got it.
Yeah.
Don't do a Nico Rosberg. Don't do a Rosberg moment here. They're keeping it clean, side by side still. This is respect driving here between the pair of them. Wycombs now will have the inside into the next corner, and they're going to keep it clean. Still side by side, going towards turn 7 and 8, and Fab Racer just holds on to P5 right there. But great battling between these two drivers who are fighting for the win. Last time out in China, they're fighting for P5.
Oh, Wycombs decided again to interrupt. Wycombs had a better run out of turn 9 than Fab Racer. Fab Racer defending the inside for 10. Can Wycombs do an outside manoeuvre? That would be.
This would be a brilliant move if he pulls it off. But they've been glued a little bit there. They've been like, they can't keep away from each other. I've got to say, they were like, you know, they got glued to each other, which I know is a regular thing for the Cody things and on these games.
And he's done it.
He's done it.
Oh, a spin! That's not Fizzy. Who was that? Was Afro? I think he's spun it. He has. Yep, I've got that weird issue where a couple of the tires are the wrong colour.
Luckily, he's avoided the wall there, so he's going to be back on track. But that is not what he wanted right there. It would have been a good finish there for the guys there, and he's still apparently on my screen on the wet tyres, which I'm pretty sure that is not right. So we don't know really who's going to have a win here. Not too sure, but it will all come down, in my honest opinion, to the dry area territory if we're going to see that in this race. I'm not too sure if we're going to get a dry period. We'll have to wait and see if this weather picks up there. As I mentioned, we have no idea of when this rain's going to stop. We're just guessing right now. So
I think we'll get a dry period very soon, and everyone will just go for softs till the end, pretty much, if it's 10 laps before the end.
So the Manor keeping the... Oh, and that's a Williams out. Saf again having trouble on the inside of turn 3.
Yeah, I think it's just going from bad to worse for Saf right now. Not his best day right now, but he's still going, which is the sportsmanship award. I'll give him that. As he's having... Oh, what? I don't know what's going on there. I think he may have an issue with his controller, maybe. He's on a pad, remember, and he's having a nightmare right now. I don't know what's going on. I will have to have a little word with him at the end of the race, but I'm pretty sure... and he's just hit the wall again. He's broken his front wing, and I think it could be a controller issue for him, as he is racing on a pad this season, so not ideal for any fans of SAF, but just not his day today, and I think he's just gone off into the gravel once again. But we're going to go back up to the front. Berg still leading this Grand Prix onto nearly lap 20, but I've got to say, Nick B just took 2 seconds out of him there. The gap is now exactly 2 seconds coming into this final sector right now. So
that had to be a mistake from the Mercedes, surely, to gain that much.
I think Nick B now is on the charge.
Oh, Nally's had a problem. That was bizarre. He was on board with Wycombs, and suddenly Nally just snapped to the left. It wasn't him. Wycombs was nowhere near him, and he just suddenly just darted off to the left and slammed into the wall.
There he is. I could just see him in the background there. I don't know what happened, really. That's a bit of a bizarre one.
Now then, forgive me for jumping in here and interrupting your highlights broadcast package, but at this point, the lobby descended into absolute chaos. It may not appear like that currently on the screen, but as we cut further on into the race, basically what happened is that you can see migrating host at the bottom of the screen now. That's because Nally was the host of the lobby for this race, and we found out subsequently that Nally had a power cut, which caused the violent swerve to the left. As his internet suddenly cut out, he lost control of the car. There was nothing he could do about it. And as he was the host of the lobby, you can see at the bottom of the screen, migrating host, the lobby tried to find a new host. And perhaps due to the fact that Nally had got no power, the lobby, it couldn't find a new host, perhaps because it couldn't sort of detach itself from the old host, being Nally, to be able to find a new host. So essentially what happened is that on every person's screen individually, once we got to the end of the race, it said they had won the race. So everybody on their screen was incredibly confused as to what on earth was going on in terms of, you know, how they actually were to finish the race. And in terms of the broadcast perspective, they had no idea what was going on. You can see the leader has just snapped to Nick B. He's now down in 8th position, and the gaps were just all over the place. So Ryan and Kodiak at this point were incredibly confused, as was everybody else watching the stream. So what has subsequently happened, you can see also the lap counter gets stuck. You see, because it gets stuck on lap 21, and, you know, the broadcast just descends into chaos. Now, and it was also because Nally's car also stays on the track, so there were yellow flags all the way into turn 1. So everything just, as I said, went completely to pot at this point. So what has subsequently happened is that Berg was given the victory in this Grand Prix, and what Fizzy has managed to do is, I shall insert this on the screen now. So what you can see here is a screenshot of the track map of footage from Berg, and as you can see here, what Fizzy has actually done, I mean, props to him for actually working this all out last night, but what he's managed to do is determine where each particular car was in relation to when Berg crossed the line on what they assume, well, what they discovered, was the final lap of the Grand Prix. So you can see Berg took the win from Nick B in 2nd place with Ram in 3rd. Fab Racer and Wycombs were battling for P4 and 5, but Fab unfortunately had a 3-second penalty, so Wycombs goes into P4 and Fab Racer into P5. His teammate Afro in P6 in between 2 lapped AI cars. Fizzy himself came into 7th position, and Failer came into 8th, with Fugataro 9th, Nuka in 10th, and Chicane in P11, and Mathis in P12, and Slick in P13. And they were all the cars that remained on the track, unfortunately. So Saf in the Williams car, both the Renaults, unfortunately, of N. Nicky and Papa Socrates in his maiden race, unfortunately couldn't finish. He had a problem, I think, on lap 2, very early on in the race. And finally, Kalon in the Ferrari. Now, that's a lot of those have come down to driver error. Of course, I think Papa Socrates was a crash. But then what also happened is that if people disconnected from the lobby for whatever reason, and the lobby was fairly unstable at this point anyway, they were not able to rejoin the lobby. So that also explains why people were struggling to get back into the lobby, and why there are quite a few DNFs actually from this Grand Prix. So then, having used Fizzy's results that he mocked up last night, I have put up what I think is the Drivers' Championship standings. Now, I think I'm slightly wrong, because I think if there's any penalties and things that get reversed, I think I may have missed one of them. So I think I may be a couple of points off, because I think Renault have too many points compared to what Kodiak showed at the start. But either way, this is pretty much what the Drivers' Championship is. You can see Nick B is in the lead with 86. Berg catching up, though, having won this race on 68. Ram jumps up from 5th to 3rd, following his good result here. He's on 39. Wycoms and Afro are tied on 38, but Wycoms goes above him because Wycoms has one second-place finish. Fab Racer goes into 6th there with 25. Nally drops down to 7th with 16 points. Unfortunately, he's DNF today. Kalon and Fizzy both have 15 points. Kalon has won 5th place, though, so that puts him above Fizzy. Marco still making the top 10, despite having only made one Grand Prix, with 12, alongside Fader 3 there, also with 12. Larkso in 12th place and Max AFC46 in 13th place. Both of those drivers were unable to make the race today, but they are still 12th and 13th in the Drivers' Championship nonetheless. Fugataro in 14th with 6, ahead of Massachusetts, who unfortunately is no longer participating in the league. Mathis in 16th place with 5, Chicane in 17th with 4, and Nooker gets his first point of the season here at Spain, so he moves up into 18th with 1. Nicky, Safto, Slick and Papasocrates all yet have failed to score in this PC Split 1 season. Then as we look to the Constructors' Championship for this season, Ferrari are leading the way with 101. Mercedes move up to 2nd with 68 ahead of McLaren, who have 63 in 3rd position. Manor move up into 4th with 53, only 1 point ahead of Red Bull there on 52. And there's a bit of gap to Toro Rosso and Force India, both on 20. Haas are in 8th, move up to 8th with 11. Williams move down to 9th with 10. And then Renault, who either have 6 or 4. I think they might have 4 according to the official AOR website. But if you do want the official standings, they're on the AOR website. If you go to AOR, then you want to PC Split 1, then you want the results and standings page, you'll be able to find them there. But there we go, guys. That has been the end of this highlights package of PC Split 1 here in Spain. I apologise that I've sort of taken the last 5 minutes to try and explain what happened, but I think it was far easier for me to explain it now, having actually know what was going on, rather than sort of try and crop bits of the broadcast where they're not really sure what's going on. So that has been the end of the highlights package here of F1 2016 AOR PC Split 1 Round 4 action here in Spain. Thank you to RyanL83 and King Kodiak for providing the live broadcast. That can be found on Ryan's YouTube channel and Kodiak's Twitch channel. Links will be in the description for both of them. It's on Sunday nights, 8 PM. Please try not to miss the next one if you can. Thank you to Fizzy as well for, of course, letting me make these highlights packages, and to you guys for watching, commenting and interacting with the video. But I'm Allflattious, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you for the round 5 of the AOR PC Split 1 League in Monaco. But for now, it's goodbye.